Hey folks, welcome back on this Sunday morning, Sunday the 14th of September, I think it is. So yeah, I thought I'd come on and just show you what I did with some of the Cottage Life papers that I got, well, that I actually had in my stash. I didn't get them. So I got this idea from Jenny's Crafty Corner. She had a old calendar and she used it to make a journal with. So I thought, I had an old calendar and I hadn't really written in it much, but a friend had given me, it was that 1920s calendar. I'll just see if I can, because I've not done all the pages because I need to probably get more of this paper or so it was that which is really nice, but I don't tend to use calendars as such now, but I did hang it up. So I decided instead of sticking it in the bin, I could recycle it. So I've used some of the papers from Cottage Life, which I showed on an earlier video, and I did make some tags, but my tags I think are away, although I do have one inside that I made as well at the same time as one of the bonus tags. So I decided to put this nice piece on the front, which is a nice sort of roses and other sweet peas and other bits and pieces. And unfortunately that was upside down by the time I realised that these flowers were going upside down. But I thought, well, they could be coming upside down. Then I just put a strip of one of the other papers. Then I opened it up, made a pocket. And that was one of the tags I made at the same time that I made my bonus tag with. So I made that and I made a little pocket for there. And then this page I sort of doubled over. So I just covered it all, and I don't have a pocket there, but that was just to cover that line in between, as was this. And then I made a sort of fold back piece. Then I've got another pocket in here, which is similar to the one before. This one I did similar, but I didn't fold it back, I folded it forward. Then added that. This one was part of a piece of paper and then a piece of card, and then I just added some of the flowers in, fussy cut them, put them in, then added some more. This piece I wanted to try and make some pockets for, so that's as far as I've got. I've not done that bit inside yet, but I thought I'd come on and do maybe a couple of pockets for there, and then as time goes on I will show you it, keep showing you it every so often. I've got lots of offcuts here, as you can see. So I thought I would just use some of the offcuts just to make a couple of wee pockets going across here, maybe 3 pockets going up, but I thought I'd probably have to cut them down slightly. So I need to get my trimmer, and I need to actually just get the size is roughly, I think, so I'll probably go over to there. So I'm just putting a wee mark with my nail. I think I've put it in there. Yep, I'm just going to slightly bend it so I know where to cut. Left always just change that if it's not quite right, but yeah, I think that will do. Now I might just cut it down slightly and make it a slightly shallower pocket. So this measures 3 1/4. So I'm going to cut it to 3, like that. And then I'm going to get my little, it's near at hand. Yes, here it is. So this just gives me a little thumb hole to put in the middle. So it's easier just to, I mean, with this size of pocket probably be fine, but just kind of trying to decide where the middle is. Don't go down so far. Just a wee bit there. So that's fine. Let's pop it here just now. I've got some new glue. It's brilliant. I'm so glad I've got new glue, because I actually, with the glue I most wanted, I did order some other things from Amazon, but I wanted this glue because I really needed it. And then of course it came the last, they all came in separate packages, which I think is ridiculous, but hey ho, I got it in the end. So just trying to line that up with a page there, and going to that other edge as well. That's fine. That's one pocket, which I think is fine. That's fine. That's the other page. So let's see what other bits we can use here. They're not quite that length. Let's see, this is quite nice. So we could pop one just there. I know I'm covering the nice butterfly, so I might just cut the nice butterfly piece off here. So back to the trimmer, and I can just see that little mark I've made just there. And this is going to probably measure the same, so I'm just going to cut that down to 3 again, like that. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, it's a bit too short. I've made it a wee bit too short there, haven't I? That wasn't so good. Right, I can't use that because I made it too short. Let's see, I've got this piece, although it is onto the back of one of the other pieces, but let's just cut this down to 3, and then I can hopefully get this right this time. So I'm going to just chop this bit off because it's got a border which I don't want. So chop that down. I want to just leave that so I can see that little bit there, and I want it to go to, let's just, I don't have a pencil, so I'm going to use this pen, but I'll make sure that I do chop that off. So I'll just pop that there. I'll just cut just on that, and that should be right this time. Let's hope. Yes, because it's still got that nice border bit. And I'm just going to pop that on, but before I do that I want to cut this wee bit in the centre again. So, excuse me, I've got a bit of a snuffly nose, so hopefully that will work. Yes, I'm happy with that. So just round the edges at the bottom and the sides, not on the top, because going to be using it as a pocket. So I'll just go over onto there. Make sure, oh, wanted it up slightly, didn't I? Yep. That'll do, I think. That'll be okay there. And I should still have enough room to put maybe another one, I'm not sure, maybe 2 would just do actually. I'm thinking 2 might just do. So I want to see if I had any more of this. I've got this piece to just pop on the top, maybe not, maybe don't need that. I'm just faffing now, aren't I? What I could put in is, so I'll just keep these wee bits to the side, and I've obviously got other pieces that I could cut up and just make a few little tags with, or put some of these so that you get lots of different bits. You've got all these smaller pieces, and then you get larger ones. So let's see if we can just add maybe something onto there and there. I don't know if that would be too much. Quite like that bit here, so I'm just going to cut up and get it to go in the right scissors. So I would blossom if I were a rose. Very nice. Let's go down that line. Fine. Let's see if I can pop that onto there or even there. Yeah, let's pop it onto one of these. Or maybe the top actually. Just wanted to do a page really, or finish a page. So I could either have it up here on one of these, maybe on that one because it would stand out a wee bit better. Of course you wouldn't maybe see it as much if you're putting a tag in, no? But depends what's going to go in there and there, I suppose. Oh, that's not quite stuck. Right, and then I thought I might put a piece of something down here, like a sort of little tab, tuck in type sort of tab thing. So I've got this piece of pink which I could just pop into there. So if I just cut that down to roughly just here, I'll just put a line and then I'll just cut it just behind that, and that should be fine. Let's just check. Yeah, that's fine. And then I just want to add a little bit of glue on each end of this piece here. There you go. And then just try and get it into the middle. It could have been to one side, but I'm just trying to kind of get that into the middle. And then that's a wee piece, something can slide in there. And maybe I could do a page as well here. Let's see. So we need one part of the bigger paper pieces that we've got. So as I say, I am running out. I'm thinking I might have to get some more pieces. I might just get the 8x8 one though, because so these are all the other sort of bits that you can make into tags, or just you can just stick them down onto, like I could have stuck it onto that page. So these are all the other pieces. So obviously I don't really want to cut onto the back of them. Oh, just bash the camera. There's, so you get two of them, and then there's this one again with the Cottage Life frontage page. That was what's on the front. And then there's another big one of those with this on the inside, or the other side even. So I need to try and decide which one. They're so nice, I can't, but I know they've got to get cut up, so I'm wondering if I'll just use this piece here, and I might use it on this side, the sweet pea side, because I haven't really actually done that on this. So this is going to kind of measure, if I can get my ruler, so it's going to measure roughly, so to that 8 and a couple of 16ths, so 8 and 2/16 or something. So we'll do that. So I need to bring the arm out for that. 8, 1, 2, and we'll just, before I cut it to the length, we'll just make sure, yep, and then I'll just put another, let's just measure, where's my ruler gone, hiding, just measure it, and that measures just about, so it's not quite 9, so it's like 8 and 8/16, 8 and 8/16 roughly. So turning it round to 8, that's 4, so roughly about 8, and so 8 and 8 would be 8.5 really, wouldn't it? I'll just do it over, slightly over, because if I've cut it long, I can always cut it a bit shorter, but that is actually probably just slightly short, but that's okay because it's going to be inside. So I'm going to just pop that on. So that was probably 8 and probably nearly 9 actually. It was 8 and probably 10/16, I'd say, if that's right. Not very good with measurements. I tend to eyeball things, as you know already, but hopefully this is okay. Yeah, I can easily put a couple of wee borders on to there anyway, and it's still folding over. That is a bit too far over though. To there, actually, I might need to just slightly cut this a bit because I think it's too. I don't want to stick that on there. I could have a sticky trimmer now. Never mind. Be fine. I can easily wash it. Right, let's just put that there because that needs to kind of just go over these. This bit here. Just there. That's better. There we go. And that still folds over. Absolutely fine. So I can just put a couple little bits just to make that look a wee bit neater up the top here. So I'm just going to cut it there roughly. Just see if we've got it roughly. Yeah, that's fine. So that just covers the other bit that's not quite made it to the top. Put that onto there, like that. And I can do the same at the bottom, but might use a different piece of, let's see what else we've got. Let's see if we've got some bits over here hiding. It might be long enough. What about this piece? Oh, that must have gone in there by mistake. So, just wondering if that piece might be quite nice. So we'll just chop this bit off and just cut that to, I'm just cutting this to roughly about, I don't know, half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch. Oh, that should be fine now. That's sticking because I stuck it before. I think that'll be enough. Yes, and either put it that way or this way. I don't know which is. I think that one's quite nice that way actually. Try not to glue your fingers. Should be about right, I think. I can just chop that bit a wee bit because it's slightly long there. There we go. That's fine, and I can probably just chop that bit off. Hopefully as well. There we go. So that's a couple of pieces that I've done today, and I can put anything inside of them really. So I could probably back these onto other things. So I could quite easily put in one of these just by cutting it up. Probably I usually do it on the trimmer, but just for this video I'm going to just chop it up side like that. them here as well. Let's squint, surely I might have to just straighten these up a bit because it's a bit squint. So just by taking some of these bits off the edge, making it a bit straighter. That one's the wonky one, I think. A bit wonky, that one. And just, there we go. And then I can just add that either into here, like that, or I could pop it in to this piece pocket here, or that pocket as well. So, hope you've enjoyed seeing what I've been doing and watching, just making a few wee bits to this. So I'll be back on probably to do some other stuff with it soon. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with something else. Thanks so much. Bye.